So it looks like Huda is not the only one on the latest season of Love Island USA who has a child, because she finally revealed to another one of the boys. She's keeping it hush hush from the rest of the boys, but she's decided she's going to tell Nick. I think because she suspects that Nick has doubts about her, she's now thinking, if I reveal that I have a child, it's going to make more sense why I'm kind of locked in with one person. So I look less of a game player. So I feel like that's the reason why she chose to tell Nick. Nick receives the news pretty well. He seems very supportive. And then he's basically like, well, because you told me this, I've got something to share as well that I haven't told anyone. And that's basically that he's a sperm donor, and he didn't confirm it, but the way that he was talking, it seems like there is a child out there that he did help a couple who couldn't conceive a child with the husband's sperm or with whoever's sperm. It does seem like he did help a couple who couldn't conceive together conceive by donating his sperm, and he now has at least one child out there. We don't know if it's multiple children. It could be multiple children, but he's a sperm donor, and he could potentially have children out there, and it's very likely that he has at least one child out there. So they bond over that, but I feel like a lot of people are skipping past it. All these think pieces about Huda having a child. Do we feel like it's different for sperm donors? He's saying it's a sperm donor. We've seen this before on Love is Blind. Somebody saying that they're a sperm donor, and it turns out they're a deadbeat dad. I don't think Nick is a deadbeat dad. I think him being a sperm donor is a bit crazy, but makes sense. I don't foresee him being a deadbeat dad and lying about it. But is this information that he should have told Sierra by now? I feel like Sierra by now, or do you feel things are differently? Especially if you felt like Huda should have revealed that she had a child from the very beginning. Do you feel like Nick should have said something from the very beginning, at least to the person that he's coupled up with, like, hey, I'm a sperm donor, so I could potentially, I have a child, I've already conceived a child. And also, on top of that, he knows the couple, right? It's not like it's a stranger. I don't know. He didn't allude to the fact that this was an anonymous couple. It seems like he knows the couple. So he probably knows his biological child, right? How would we feel about that? Because for me, I personally wouldn't want to date somebody who is a sperm donor and could potentially have all of these kids out there, unless they were an exceptional man, which I don't think Nick is, personally. But I think I think for me, even if I was to make an exception, it would have to be, but even an anonymous thing, you could have like up to like 10 children out there. And when they're 18, they can come and contact you. And if I was to now have, it depends. If I decided that I want children, I couldn't be dealing with like up to 10 other siblings coming to be like, oh, hi, like I was adopted, but I want to reach out to my siblings, and my children now have like, don't even know how many siblings they have out there. I don't know. I don't know, because that, the biological children, they have a right to know who their biological father is. And I just feel like that's just going to complicate family dynamics if I was to have a child. But I just feel like it would be even more messy if we knew the child, because it seems like he knows of the child, maybe has contact with the child. But I guess it's different because he's not the father. He's given up parental rights, but he is biologically the child. And I feel like people have like biological connections with people. So I don't know. That's just a bit, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want to mess with someone. I wouldn't want to date someone who was a sperm donor and had sperm babies and knew basically the child. I think it's too messy. My preference would be not to date that. And he did express that sometimes he gets a bit anxious about revealing that because he feels like people won't want to date him. And I feel like it's the way that it's kind of viewed in society. It might be less severe, but I feel like, yeah, people would write you off just like they would write off a single parent. But yeah, I've gone on a bit of a rant. But yeah, do you feel like this is something that Nick should disclose? Do you feel like it's not that deep just because of the context of the show that we're on? It's not like we're on Love is Blind. Um, Personally, I feel the same as I did with Huda. I think for me personally, I think it's information that should come out, but I don't think it's necessarily deep to tell somebody straight away just because of the context of the show. It's Love Island, it's a dating show. People are not really going on there to get married. It's very much dating, it's very much refined debauchery. Most people on that show break up. So I feel like this is not really pressing information because, 99% of the couples are not going to make it. So there's no point having this information like having a child, sperm donor. Will it really matter if you guys are going to break up like a week after, and most of you guys have an ulterior motive to be influencers anyway? I don't think it's that pressing, but I feel like, is it a bit of double standards that everybody expects Huda to have told Jeremiah day one, or to have told everybody day one, but haven't really batted an eyelid that Nick is a sperm donor and hasn't told anyone until now? I gotta hear from you guys. And if you were Huda, if Sierra was your homegirl, your close friend, and Nick and her man had now disclosed that he was a sperm donor and he basically has a child out here and could potentially have more in the future, would you then go to your homegirl to tell them, even though the guy came to you in confidence? If that was really my homegirl, I would tell her. I would tell her. Yeah, I would. Or would I? I don't know. If that was really my homegirl, I feel like in that show, would anybody really be your best friend like that at this stage? I probably would keep that to myself. Probably, actually, yeah. But if that was my really good friend, I would tell them. But I gotta hear from you guys. Do you think Huda should snitch or not? Let me know what you guys think.